Welcome, guys, to our next episode of the United Lime Football Channel. Let me just get set, everything ready. Yeah, let's get into it. This is a review of the English Premier League game between Manchester United and Crystal Palace. We lost the game 1-0. That is 4 defeats in 7 Premier League games. 4 out of 7. That is a relegation form. We have 9 points from 7 games. That is abysmal. That is just not expected. That is something that we weren't, I'm not going to say accustomed to. That is something that we did not see coming. That is something that at the beginning of the season, when we were like, hey, we need to get some points, we need to come out the gate aggressive, we need to pick up points early on. Nothing. We have not done that so far this season, and we will not do that, because at 7 games in, 9 points is just not acceptable for a club with our ambitions. We have very high ambitions that we set out at the beginning of the season, and at this point I don't think we can challenge for the Premier League. I don't think it's going to be difficult to challenge for top 4. It's just a really poor start to the campaign. And before I get into the game, I want to say this thing. I watched the game twice. Yeah, the first time I watched it, and then the second time was like to see if I missed something, like what happened in the game. And we don't have an identity. We don't have an identity. We, like teams like City score a goal, Stoke with the long throws, Everton, these teams have identity. They know how they are trying to score goals. We do not have that identity. We need to have our own identity. We need to have our own way, or try something. Like, how are we going to score a goal? Crystal Palace, they played exactly like how we expected them to play, away from home. They did the same exact thing that we expected. The only difference is that they press higher up the pitch, but they kept their low blocks still. They kept the distances between the defense, midfield. It was still very narrow. We expected this, and we were so poor in progressing the football up the pitch. We were so poor. And Marcus Rashford, I think it's time to have a discussion about Marcus Rashford and his starting place in this team. He was so poor today. He was so poor today. And I really want to get into the game, but let me just discuss this first. Marcus Rashford, last season he had 17 Premier League goals, 17, and he had a 30-goal season last year. We expected him to bring that form into this season. He's almost hitting his prime years. He's been in the Premier League for like 7 years now. He knows the Premier League well. We expected him to kick on this season and to at least hit 20 goals in the Premier League. But he has 1 goal so far out of 7 games. 1 goal. He's not provided any assists. He had just 1 goal. He was so poor today, and let me just break down the game for you guys. Amrabat was playing left back. As a little wing back, your job is to isolate your winger against the opposition fullback. With Amrabat going inside into the middle of the field, he pulled Jordan Ayew with him multiple times, giving Marcus Rashford space to take on his fullback. I think it was Joel Ward, yeah. And he did not do it. He did not beat him. He did not get in a cross into the box. He did not have a shot on goal. He was just so poor. And his position in the starting 11, it has to be questioned now. Does he merit a starting position? I don't think he does. I don't think he should start the next game. He has not been producing and he has not been playing any scintillating football. He just does not seem to be up to par for this season so far. I don't know if it's something off the football field. I don't know what his issue is, but he's just not producing and he cannot be starting for Manchester United in the next game. He's just so poor since the season began. He has been so awful, dreadful. He should not be starting any games until he gets his confidence back, until he begins to produce, whether it be goals or assists. That is when he should come back into the team. For now, give him two games out and play Anthony Martial. Try something different. And the team, Manchester United, we gave him so many opportunities to exploit his fullback. So many opportunities. When he got pulled at 70 minutes, 75 minutes thereabout, I was like, how did he pass the 60th minute? I understand he had a poor first half. You gave him 10, 15 more minutes to improve. He did not. Why kept him on for the next 15 more minutes when he has not improved? Make the change early and give Anthony Martial more time to affect the game in our favor. He should have been pulled when they pulled Pellistri as well. At that point, we could have put both wingers and have Garnacho and Martial on the pitch at the 60th minute mark. Well, let's get into the game. The starting 11, it was Onana, the lower right back, centre back of Rafael Varane, Lindelof and Amrabat. Casemiro, Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes in the midfield with Pellistri on the right, Marcus on the left and Rasmus Højlund up top. This 11, I was okay with it. I saw some tweets, some person put out that Maguire should be starting. No, he should not. Harry Maguire is the 5th choice centre-back at this club. You have 6th choice. You have Rafael Varane, Martinez, Victor Lindelof, Johnny Evans, then Harry Maguire. He's the 5th choice centre-back. So there's no way that he should be starting when there's 2 fit centre-backs ahead of him in the pecking order. So I was okay with it. Amrabat left back, I was still okay with it. Now, the 11 wasn't the issue. It was how they were playing and how they were not progressing the football from our defensive third to the midfield third to the attacking third. And Amrabat, he went inside. So it was like a back three mostly. He was popping up everywhere, midfield, in the back line. He was pulling his marker out of position, isolating Marcus Rashford on the left, and Pellistri, he was high and wide on the right. That was the width that we had. Haaland, he was in the center of the pitch, and Bruno and Mason Mount, they were tasked with making runs to support him, mostly Bruno Fernandes. Mason Mount, he was playing deeper. He was playing more like an 8 than a 10. So he was popping up left back, midfield, attacking mid. He was all over the pitch, and he was doing what we expect Mason Mount to do when we signed him in the summer. With that being said, we have I have praised Eric Ten Hag, how he has developed individual players, how players have grown since he got here to know where they are now. I have praised him for that. In the same way, you have to criticize him for his lack of development, his lack of growth, and that comes from set pieces. We have this issue from last season. We cannot defend set pieces and we cannot attack set pieces. When we're defending, it's like we have no idea what we're doing and we concede so many goals from set pieces. We concede so many second chance opportunities from set pieces. And when we are attacking a set piece, we are not scoring from those. This is an issue that the management team should have known. This is an issue that they should have tried to resolve. They should make some changes, make some tweaks to fix this issue. And we allowed a next goal from a set piece. It was a good finish though. It was a really good finish. And I don't have any problem with the finish, with the goal. It's just that we need to stop conceding from set pieces. We need to stop conceding. We need to have a better defensive setup to deal with a set piece. We don't have that at the moment. And if you have a centre back, how can a centre back be free at the back post when we're defending a set piece? I don't understand it, because as a centre back he has height, so we would expect that one of our centre backs would pick him up. Somebody with height would pick him up, but he was free at the back post and he did a wonderful finish. So we need to defend better from set pieces. Before the player ratings, there's one more thing I want to talk about, and that is the use of the squad. Now, Hannibal, he had 2 good games. He played really well in both games. We were chasing this game and he was not there. He didn't get onto the pitch. I don't know what the thinking was. I don't know if he's ill. I have made some checks. I didn't see where he was ill or he's out. I don't know what happened. But the management team, we need to make these changes a lot sooner. Because once Crystal Palace went to their back 9, at one point it was their 4 defenders and 5 midfield, and they were so close on the 18-yard box. So they went to that back 9. We did not need to have our 2 centre backs on the pitch at that point when we're chasing a game. We needed to put more men forward to try to get a positive result out of this game. The changes, they came too late. I think we need to be bold with our changes and go for it. Try something. Now, when you make a substitution in a football game, it does not always work out. That is fine, as long as we see that you're trying something. We see, okay, made this change to affect the game this way. It might not work out, but you tried something. We did not do that. We did not do that. We did not went for it. And then when we made an attempt to go for it, it was so late in the game. It was so late in the game, like 68 minutes. Let's go for it. Let's go. Let's attack. Let's go. We had a really good 5-minute period in the second half when I thought we were going to score. Did not materialize. Did not happen. And one more defeat, and what more can I say? Disappointing in the guys. Is just one of those defeats that you're like, how we lose this game? Like, how, where we went wrong? Like, how we went wrong in this game? And they played these guys the same team 5 days ago. Just 5 days ago, and we won convincingly. We did brilliantly in that game. And to produce this performance at home 5 days later, is it a mental issue with these guys? Is it that they're not up for it today? I don't know what happened today, but we were not in it today. We were not up for it today. We were clumsy. We did so many fouls, so many clumsy challenges, so many nudging the back. And this is a Premier League, and this player should know that once you push opposition there back, they're gonna go to the ground and get a foul. We did so many fouls in areas of the pitch that we didn't need to make those fouls. It was just a dismal performance. I don't want this video to be a very long video, so I'm going to do the player ratings now. Andre Onana, he gets a 6. He got a 6. He was like a bystander. He made one save, and the goal, he couldn't really do much about that goal. So he gets a 6. His passing was a lot better in this game. And I think he was underused in this game as well with his passing. I think we could have, when we're chasing the game, pushed the defensive line 15 yards up more the pitch with his passing. 6. Diego Dalot, he gets a 6 as well. He did his defensive duties really well. He started the game very brightly. He was attacking. He was struggling to tackle today. He gets a 6. I mean, no clean sheet. He gets a 6. Rafael Varane, who I think was the best defender. He made some crucial interceptions, some crucial tackles. He did some blocks as well. His passing was very on point in this game. He gets a 7. Victor Lindelof, he gets a 6. He just an average performance, didn't do anything bad. He didn't really do anything exceptional as well, but it was a very steady performance by Victor Lindelof. Amrabat, he gets a 5. He gets a 5 because he did so many clumsy tackles, he gave away so much fouls, so much free kicks. He did the challenge, he committed the foul that led to the goal, and he got booked, and he didn't really offer much going forward. Although he was playing out of position, and we commend him for going out there and being like, I'm gonna play a left back. He did it. He went to the midfield, he made some passes, but he was chasing like the opposition for so much of the game. Maybe he's just not up to the speed of the Premier League as yet, and he will get there as he gets more minutes. But for this game, for now, he gets a 5. In the midfield, Casemiro, he gets a 6. They will do nothing much for that defensively. He did some tackles. He had 2 good attempts at goals. Both were off target, but he was in and around the penalty box. He gets a 6. Mason Mount, he gets a 7. I think he was the best midfielder we had. He was popping up. He was making those short passes, bringing the team up the pitch. He was linking up well with Marcus, Bruno, Pellistri, Højlund. He made some wonderful run. His passing was on point. He gets a 7. Bruno Fernandes, he gets a 6. And he gets a 6. He has some shots on goal. He has some shots on target. But as our number 10 with tasked with being creative, he did not do much creating in this game. I think there were opportunities when he spent too much time on the ball. When he picked the wrong pass, I think he could have played in Ireland a lot more than he did. He did have a pass to Pelissier, a little bit overhit, but we need to have these balls in the channel. Let Marcus run in behind Pelestri. However, let them run in behind these defenders. Let's put the ball in an area where opposition defenders are not comfortable going, and he did not hit those areas in this game consistently enough. So he gets a 6. Pelestri gets a 6. He was underused. I think we could have made some attacks down his side. We favor the left side, which is Marcus' side, which was Rashford's side. We favor the left side so much in this game. So much in this game. We could have went to the right and have Pelestri take on his defender as well, because we know he has the pace and the skill to do it, and he's very direct. He is a old school winger, a old fashioned winger, where he is going to get to the byline and put across into the box. He was underused in this game. He got hooked after the hour mark. He gets a 6. Rasmus Højlund, he gets a 6. He had some attempts on goal, and he had a chance where he met the football for the goalkeeper, and it was like his tip of his toe, his shoes, it touched it, and the ball back spin, and then Mitchell, he cleared the ball off the line. He didn't get much power on that shot, and he had a header as well that was saved, and he had a couple of shots that went over the bar. But his link-up play, I was okay with it. He was making the runs. He was just not given the football when he did those runs. And he will get better with time. By just playing with these players, he will get better. He will improve, and he will begin to score goals in the Premier League as well. And that's what we're waiting for. But for this game, he gets a 6. That leaves Marcus Rashford. He was the worst player we had today. He gets a 4. And he needs to step up. He needs to improve. He is not a kid anymore. He is a leader now in the dressing room. He's a senior person in this dressing room. And he is someone that the guys look up to. And he was born in Manchester, so he's a local lad, and he knows what it means to play for Manchester United, and he needs to produce. He needs to step up his productivity, whether it be goals or assists. He needs to get goal contribution. He needs to have the confidence to just take on your defenders. Take them on. You have the pace, you have the skill, you have done it before. Just keep attacking, keep driving, keep attacking. Joel Ward, he had a yellow card. I was like, okay, keep attacking, keep going, keep going. He did not. The times when he was isolated and he went, he stopped, he checked his run, he passed the ball back. I'm like, no, just have the confidence to take on your defender. You might not know, you might be late in the challenge, gets the second yellow card, he's off, they're down to 10 men, advantage Manchester United. You do something like that, that is it. You turn the game into our favor. You have affected the game into our favor. But you did not, Marcus Rashford. And next game, I don't want you to be starting. I think you have not done anything to deserve to be in the starting 11 in the Champions League game against Galatasaray. Give somebody else a chance. Utilize the squad that we have. And maybe taking him out of the team for a couple of games will do him a lot good. and he can come back into the team after the international break. He can come into the next two games against Galatasaray and Brentford before the international break. He should not be starting those games. Give Anthony Martial a chance. Give him a chance. Or you give Garnacho, give someone a chance on that left wing. He should not be starting. Now, that leaves the subs. And I give the subs a standard 6. Garnacho got the most minutes. He had he made a brilliant run. He made a square and then the pass hit two defenders. It ricocheted in the box and just went out at the back post. He gets a 6. Maguire, Martial, Daniel Van der Beek, Christian Eriksen, they get a standard 6. They didn't really affect the game much. And just to sum up the type of performance we have. Harry Maguire, we had I think it was a free kick in 93rd minute. Second ball, he went to get the second chance. He went and got the football. And he kicked the football onto Diego Dalot. And the ball hit him and went out. That just sums up our performance. In the 93rd minute, when you're looking to get the ball into the box, Harry Maguire, he hit his teammate. The ball went out for a throw-in, and I was like, that's the game. That was it. Right then and there. Last person is Erik ten Hag. He gets a 5. He gets a 5. I think that he started 11. He was spot on with what he had to choose from. I think that he got that perfect. However, his changes, once we went down 1-0, we know what Crystal Palace was going to do. They were going to keep that low block, the 4 defenders were going to sit at the 18. And then they had 2-6. They were going to sit. Then they had the 3 in front. They were going to sit. At some point, it was a 4-4-1-1 or a 4-5-1. So they had those 2 low blocks. Now, we started this formation where we went 3-1-6. We were trying this formation in the game to the back end of the season. When we were chasing a result, we went 3 defenders, 1 midfielder with 1-6 or 1 holding midfielder, and then we had 6 players across the attacking third for us. He did not do that. I was saying this is a perfect opportunity to implement that strategy that we have been using. We tried it a lot of times, and I was like, no, go for it. Go for it now. Make the changes and go to a back 3 with a 1-6 and 6 attackers. Yeah, he did not do it. His changes came late, and his changes didn't really affect the game. Didn't really add to the game in our favor, and we concede from a set piece. This is something that has to be dealt with on the training pitch. This is something that we have known from last season, that we are poor at defending set pieces, and we concede yet again from a set piece. It shows that they have not put in the time and the effort on the training pitch to correct this problem that we are having. I don't know if we need to change from a zonal marking into a man-to-man marking, or we have a mix of zonal and man-to-man marking. I don't know if before the games we're gonna sit down and be like, okay, for set pieces, I want Varane, you take that person. Lindelof, you take that person on set pieces when we're defending. Casemiro, he has height as well. He's a good head of the football as well. Casemiro, you pick up that person, and then we could zone and mark the other oppositions. But we have to try something. We have to do something different at defending set pieces, and this is where coaching comes into play. I know they have like the videos of the games, and they watch the games again, and they identify areas in which they went wrong, what they did wrong, what they did good. And if you look at all the goals we considered from set pieces, it's similar. It's just similar. We need to do something a lot different, and we take the L and we move on to the Galatasaray game in the Champions League on Tuesday. And yeah, it's a tough loss to take. It's a game that once the fixtures came out, we would have circled 3 points in this fixture for Manchester United, and we took the L, and we keep going. We move on to the next one. It's a tough loss to take, but hey, we'll do it again on Tuesday. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.